The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show. Your war room for insider news and draft analysis.
Dallas selects Emmitt Smith, running back from Florida.
We are just 7 days away from the 2020 NFL Draft, and in the spirit of being 7 days out, we've got a 7-round DallasCowboys.com Draft Show mock draft coming your way. Welcome into the show, as it's crazy that we're just 1 week out from this year's draft, and with the craziness that has gone on in our world today, we can still focus in and see this new era of the NFL be ushered in. Hanging out with Jeff Kavanaugh down in Studio Day Heffrey below me. You've got David Hellman in the Hellman house to my left, I believe, or I guess to the right, I guess, on for those of you watching online. And then you've got Kevin KT Turner down in the KT Fun Layer. I'm Kyle Yeomans, and so glad you're with us. And so we're going to get things kind of going pretty early. We want to get through 7 rounds of mock drafts. Then we want to also go through some trade scenarios in a mock draft later on, a 3-round mock that we kind of put together as well. But David Hellman, you're the expert whenever it comes to the Dallas Cowboys draft, and you're talking about hours and hours of watching film. All of you guys are, I mean, including myself. But at the same time, you put together this 7-round mock. I'm going to hand things off to you. This is a big moment. I'm going to let you run the ship for a little bit.
Oh, he's going to let you.
I'm feeling a lot of pressure right now because it was once the illustrious Dane Brugler's responsibility to put this together. He did a fantastic job with it every year, and it's not easy because there's no way to 100% simulate what's going to happen in an NFL draft. We all know that, but I spent a few hours playing around with it. I did my best, so with y'all's help, let's try to deliver something that resembles an accurate draft. So let's just get into it without a lot of fanfare. We don't have that much time. First round of the draft underway. To some degree, it's not so surprising. Joe Burrow is going to go number 1. Chase Young's going to go number 2. We all think Detroit would probably not mind getting out of that pick, but if they can't, Jeff Okudah. Some offensive tackles are going to fly off the board. 3 quarterbacks are going to come off the board. Jeffrey, you'd be devastated to know Derek Brown in this scenario lasts all the way to pick 13 before San Francisco snatches him up to fill that hole where they traded DeForest Buckner. C.J. Henderson, another very devastating pick, goes 14 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Javon Kinlaw, another one to Denver. So, guys the Cowboys seem to like flying off the board left and right. Pick number 17. What if I tell you this? Most of the familiar suspects are there. You got Kayvon Chaisson. You got Patrick Queen, Kenneth Murray, Denzel Mims, Cesar Ruiz, Zach Bond, Trevon Diggs. One curveball for you. Mekhi Becton has fallen all the way to pick number 17. Highly talented guy. Maybe his rawness throws some people off. I would be awfully surprised if that actually happens, but it's an interesting thought process where offensive tackle is arguably the best player available, but not a position the Cowboys need so much. So, with all of those options laid out for you, both of the safeties are there, the edge players there, the linebackers are there. Christian Fulton and C.J. Henderson are not there, but Jeff Gladney is. I don't know. What do y'all want to do here?
Oh, that's easy. See, this is cat and trade down riding into town, baby. Let somebody come get Mekhi Becton. Get on out of there. Somebody want this first linebacker. Get on out of there. I will tell you.
That is a very... No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm going to be the dissenting voice on the Kayvon Chaisson because I think that's become the popular pick. And I'll be okay if that's the pick because of the upside. But I'm not going to sit over here and pretend that this isn't a boomer bust pick with Kayvon Chaisson. 9 games into the season, dude had 2 sacks. He has less than 10 sacks in his career at LSU. to pretend this is some sure thing, I will not be a party to that, pretending that that's a sure thing. I'll be a party to being excited about the upside, but if I had to pick a player there, I would either pick Mekhi Becton, just because he's the best player, and just I don't know how it plays out, but it's the best player, or I would pick Kenneth Murray.
If you were to go Mekhi Becton here, what would be a scenario with Tyron Smith overall? Because, I mean, you've got Lyle Collins on one side, then you've got Tyron Smith on another side. What are you saying about Smith and about this entire offensive line if you go ahead and select Mekhi Becton at this point?
I think you're saying that you're getting ready to field calls, whether it's now or a year from now. I think.
I figured that was the
But
case.
I think that's the thing that people kind of ignore in sports because you like your favorite players. I like Tyron Smith, and he's still very good, and he'll probably be very good for 5 more years. But you have injury concerns. You've got a back situation that's not going to go away. So if you had something fall in your lap, then the best GMs in sports are ruthless. They don't care about their players. They care about building a winner. So if the best player available, and in this case, Mekhi Becton would be the only guy on the board for me that has a first-round grade, where I'm not cheating. It's not a 1-2. It's a first-round grade. So I would have to acknowledge to myself and my team that I'm going away to a different tier of player on purpose. And I think that may not be wise.
What do you think?
For the sake of the conversation.
No, go ahead, KT. Sorry.
I'm sorry, Dave. Real quick, I want to ask you guys, for the sake of the conversation, just for a minute, let's say, okay, I really don't want to take an offensive player. I want to go defense. Do you have Chason graded higher than Kenneth Murray and Patrick Queen?
I do not.
I don't either. Actually, I have him higher than Queen. I don't have him higher than Murray overall.
I have Chason graded higher than Murray. I have Queen graded higher than Chason.
Okay.
I think it's a classic example. Last time I was on a show, we had a debate about cornerback versus safety. Like, if you think Xavier McKinney is a better overall prospect than Christian Fulton, does that outweigh the fact that having a good cornerback is more valuable than having a good safety? I think even if Chason doesn't have as good of a grade as one of the linebackers, it's such a more valuable position. And I know you get in trouble doing that, but I can find off-ball linebackers somewhere else, right? Like, we had this debate about Leighton Vander Esch, and to their defense, like, that looks like a pretty solid pick depending on his health. But I mean, it's harder to find good edge rushers than good linebackers, man.
My pick here is Chason.
You have a good couple corners there, too. I mean, we talked about Jeff Gladney. I know, KT, you're really high on Jeff Gladney. He's your number 2 corner over C.J. Henderson. And then you've got Christian Fulton there as well. So, I mean, the way the board lies, you have your options. You could always go with Jeff and go with Captain Trey down here, but at least you have some guys that are going to make an immediate impact on that defense if you wanted to go defense, or going to open things up offensively with like a Justin Jefferson or a Mekhi Becton that are there as well.
So how do we get to a consensus here?
Which, for the record,
I think I would still pick Chason.
And for the record, like, what I'm trying to do here is simulate what I think the Cowboys would do. Like, not what I necessarily want to do, which is why I think at the end of the day, you're talking about Kayvon Chason, one of the linebackers. You know, they've visited with Kenneth Murray. They've shown interest in linebacker. I don't think you can rule it out. Or a cornerback. But in this scenario, Henderson and Fulton are both gone. Maybe Trevon Diggs, but I lean toward Chason. And for the record, the fact that there's so many people talking about it probably means it won't happen, but it just seems like it makes sense to me.
It makes sense.
And you can pick Chason here, Jeff, without actually completely saying it's a lock of a pick. I think everybody agrees on the fact that it's boom or bust.
Yeah, I would. The problem is some of the other guys are a little bit of boom or bust too, because I think if I'm forced to pick a player there, and even for the Cowboys, it may be realistic because I've heard they visited with Patrick Queen too. They're interested in first-round linebackers.
Yep.
So
no, 100%. I don't think you can rule it out.
I would go Murray over Chason while acknowledging that's not the safest pick either. But you might be right. The value of an edge rusher. I'll go with the group on Chason while quietly casting a vote for Murray.
Well, and also for the sake of it too, Becton is not some sure thing either. A guy who's 6'8" and just kind of built like that is kind of rare. Chason would be my pick here. If I'm gonna roll the dice on a guy who, like, if it's not one of the guys I wanted anyways, and maybe Chason is a guy they wanted, I'm gonna roll a dice on an edge rusher before I roll a dice on a linebacker, especially for this team where they're at right now.
For anybody listening that's not sold on K'Lavon Chason, on the off chance that he is the pick, let me be the sunshine pumper. He is a boomer bust prospect. I completely agree with that. He is definitely not a sure thing. He's 20 years old. He's really only started one season of college football. He tore his ACL the very first week of his sophomore season. He was a contributor as a true freshman. He's only played like 17 college football games, and he got better each and every week as the season went along, to the point where he was a force come December when LSU was playing the SEC championship game and the college football playoff. He is trending upward drastically. Does that mean it's going to pan out in the NFL? Not necessarily, but I will take my chances with that when you consider his athleticism and his youth. Like, this is, to quote Dane Brugler, an ascending player. Does that, like I said, does that mean he's going to be an all-pro? Not necessarily, but I'm comfortable gambling on it.
Let's do it. Turn in the card. Chason.
All right. K'Lavon Chason is the pick at 17, but I think we all agree that a linebacker very much could be in play. Mekhi Becton flies off the board to Miami. They get Justin Herbert and Mekhi Becton without having to trade any picks. That's great. Xavier McKinney goes. Trevon Diggs goes. Jordan Love goes. Denzel Mims is a first-round pick to the Vikings, as is T. Higgins. Kyle, Jalen Reagor's off to Green Bay. I know that hurts.
No!
Yeah.
I know, I'm sorry. Honestly, this whole round, the second round is
great
going
for Aaron Rodgers, though.
The round is going to hurt. Like, this whole thing is full of good players going. Ruiz goes to Cincinnati. Zach Bond is pick 34 off to Indy. Kenneth Murray falls to the second round. Antoine Winfield, pick 39 to the Miami Dolphins. Who else we got? KJ Hamler going to Tampa Bay. Julian Aquara goes to Atlanta. Marlon Davidson, a guy we know the Cowboys like, goes 48th overall. Jalen Hurts, one pick in front of the Cowboys, Chicago, to join that quarterback competition. Now, so this is interesting, because if you followed along right there, Ross Blacklock is another name that goes. But really, the Cowboys opted not to draft the DB in the first round, and a lot of them are gone. The safeties went, a lot of the cornerbacks went, so we're sitting here at pick 51. Your options, your realistic options. Curtis Weaver, the edge rusher out of Boise. Justin Madubuike, the D-tackle out of A&M. Terrell Lewis out of Alabama. Kyle Duggar. Cameron Dantzler. Jeremy Chin is still available. Michael Pittman Jr. Ashton Davis. Jordan Elliott. Josh Uche. Lloyd Cushenberry. That's a smattering of options that are available to you. And honestly, you could sell me on any of them, depending on what y'all want to do.
Names that I would be very interested in at that spot are Justin Madubuike, the A&M D-tackle, Jordan Elliott, the Missouri D-tackle, and Michael Pittman, the USC wide receiver, where I think you could do receiver later. Yeah, I think it could be done later. I only bring up his name because he's my fifth wide receiver in this draft. I think that he's really, really, really good. And I think he's the safest bet of those picks. But I'll probably cast my vote for, Madubuike versus Elliott.
Yeah.
So you're not throwing Cameron Dantzler in there
No,
as
he
well?
couldn't run a 4.64.
Because I'm...
Yeah,
he was.
He ran a 4.39, dude.
I know. Right after, and then right after that, I ran a 4.46 in my backyard.
I know.
No, I would not consider. I guess Dantzler's tape is incredible. My only problem is
it's really
the combine
good.
is where everything is equal. There is no difference of the field. We're not trusting people with their hands who claim to be better than electronics. The combine is what we have, and there's been a grand total of one corner that's run 4.64 or worse and been good in the NFL. One, and it was Josh Norman. So I would wait. I don't want him there. I think Matabike they've shown interest in, and I haven't heard a lot about Elliott, so I may lean that way for realism. So I would cast my vote for Justin Matabike, who I think is exactly what they hoped and prayed Tristan Hill would be. And so it's tough to have to use 2 twos to get this job done, but at least this one can play.
I have 3 of the guys that are mentioned that I have second-round grades on still. That would be Cushenberry, that would be Ashton Davis, the safety from California, and that would also be Matabike. Matabike would be my pick right there. Personally, for me, he's actually one of my higher-ranked second-round grades that I have left on the board. And look, they signed Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe, but those aren't long-term solutions. I think Matabike is a really good building block for the defensive line. I know if we went Chase on in the first, you are worried about coverage. I know that's an issue, but if I'm looking on the board there, I'm going, man, there's not a lot that's really exciting me. They didn't, at least so far, I don't have on record any meetings that they've had with Dantzler. They have, met with Matabike at some point. I think that's my pick right there, Matabike, and actually not terribly close to any of the other names that you've mentioned there.
I think there's only 2 names that I look at whenever it comes to like this pick, and I think it's Matabike or it's Cameron Dantzler for me because of the worries on coverage. But when I kind of want to play off of what KT just said. Whenever you're talking about specifics, whenever it's the Dontari Poe and the Gerald McCoy signings, like you said, it's not a long-term deal. This would be a long-term deal with Justin Matabike, and I think he would be a good building block in the middle of that defensive line. I don't think Cameron Dantzler is really the answer for replacing Byron Jones long-term at the same time, though. So I think I would lean Justin Matabike, but I would also just kind of keep an eye on Cameron Dantzler at the same time here.
Yeah, I will say it hurts. We're gonna pick Matabike. I think we basically all just agreed that that's the best option, but I don't necessarily love it. It hurts me that you're not addressing your secondary with your first 2 picks, but it just hasn't fallen. It hasn't fallen that way. It doesn't. I don't think the value lines up. I don't think Dantzler is good enough for pick 51. Again, if the Cowboys draft Jeremy Chin or Kyle Duggar, I think they're both good players. I just don't believe they'll do it. I have to see it to believe it.
I don't either.
So I'm not even considering those guys until I'm proven wrong. Maybe Ashton Davis, but I think Matabike, the value's there, the need is there. I don't love, like Jeff said, I don't love that they just drafted Tristan Hill and already need to draft another D-tackle on top of the veterans that they've signed. But, hey, maybe if your pass rush is awesome, it won't matter who's covering. So, Justin Matabike, D-tackle. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Just to kind of add in an extra devil's advocate point here, does it worry you guys at all, the fact that we drafted an edge rusher and a defensive tackle and addressed that defensive line in rounds 1 and 2, both of which that have already been addressed in the offseason and potentially could not see a ton of playing time for either one of these guys? I mean, they could end up playing a lot, but at the same time, if Randy Gregory and Aldon Smith come back, what are we going to see with Chase on? What kind of rotation are we going to have there? How good are Gerald McCoy and Dontari Poe going to be? I mean, there's a lot of question marks with both of these positions, and then we just drafted 2 guys in the first.
It doesn't bother me because I think the rules are free agency, you fill your needs, draft, you get the best value. So if those guys are the best value, you're not talking about guys that are long-term solutions. If Aldon Smith and Randy Gregory end up being contributors, that's awesome. And then I've got too many right defensive ends. Oh, no. I've got too many guys that can rush the passer.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
That's a great problem to have.
Yep.
Yeah. I've also just taken 2 guys who I didn't think, personally, me talking, I don't think they'll be there at 17 and 51, both of these guys.
Well, and you didn't.
That's fair.
Think the point that you didn't want to get out of the first 2 rounds without addressing secondary, I think is true, but that's also why Captain Trade Down rides. You know? Captain Trade Down is going to ride in this draft.
We will get to the trade down part if we hurry up. So we'll blow through the second round.
Yeah, let's go then.
Michael Pittman, Curtis Weaver, Terrell Lewis, Kyle Duggar, Cameron Dantzler, Jeremy Chin, Damon Arnett. That one hurts. I was hoping he would fall to the third round. He's a good player. Jordan Elliott goes 67. My guy Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 71. Raekwon Davis, who we know the Cowboys had interest in, goes one pick before them to Las Vegas. I'm not very upset about that, personally. So here we are, sitting at pick 82 for the Dallas Cowboys. And yeah, I can talk myself into a few of these. Adam Troutman out of Dayton is there. Devon Hamilton out of Ohio State. Don't really need D tackles anymore. Darrell Taylor, the end, out of Tennessee. Damian Lewis, the guard out of LSU. Willie Gay Jr., if you're looking for a linebacker, you could do that.
Well.
How about Terrell Burgess out of Utah as well? That's just a sampling of the best available.
Okay, out of those,
I'm standing on the table for Burgess here.
I would kneel on the table for Burgess while quietly saying, guys, let's talk about Willie Gay Jr. He might be the best. He might be the best linebacker in this class. There's some questions about punching your backup quarterback in the face and other things.
He's got stuff.
Other things. But if we're talking about the player, Willie Gay Jr. might be a first rounder. So, but I love Burgess. A safety that can cover the slot, that can play deep, that can tackle. I like Terrell Burgess a lot. So I will second Kyle wanting to pick him.
What do you have for me at cornerback, Dave, and what do you have for me at wide receiver?
Yeah, that is... So you guys know that I'm all about drafting a wide receiver, and this mock really bummed me out because it kind of got cleaned out, at least in terms of the value. I mean, Michael Pittman's gone. Chase Claypool's gone. If we're talking, I mean, third round, Lynn Bowden Jr.'s still there. Who else is still there? Donovan Peoples.
That's a little rich for Bowden, though.
No, I agree. Donovan Peoples-Jones is still there. Van Jefferson is still there. Devin Duvernay is still there. But in this scenario, like all of your probably top 6 or 7 of them have all been drafted at this point.
Reggie Robinson, my cornerback there from Tulsa.
Oh, you're trying to go around early on him.
I'm not going around early. He's going top 100.
He is still there.
I would take him top 100. I wouldn't take him over Burgess. I got Burgess as a 2-3. I got Robinson as a 3.
I would agree.
I might load up on Darrell Taylor from Tennessee.
How many DNs we trying to put in this bad boy? Randy's coming back.
I know we just said it's a good
we're not going to cover,
but at some point,
if we're not going to cover, we better get to the quarterback. I can stand with you guys on Terrell Burgess. I don't really see them drafting a safety, to be honest. When they brought back Darian Thompson and signed Clinton Dix, I know that's not long-term solutions, but I'm just going to have to see it to believe it with them taking a safety and premium picks.
I'm glad you said that because something that interests me about Burgess is I think he could do some slot work. Yeah, I think he could do some slot work, and that makes him versatile. If you remember, Xavier Woods actually played a lot of corner as a rookie because they didn't have a spot for him. So the more you can do, right? And honestly, Byron Jones did the same thing. And I know it's a different coaching staff, but when you have a talented rookie, just find a spot for him. Like, he doesn't have to necessarily start at any one position. He can just do a bunch of stuff.
This defense will want that, too. The Mike McCarthy, and I know Mike Nolan's a defensive coordinator, that defense that did, like, in Green Bay, have a lot of guys who could play safety, who could play slot, who could run around and do a bunch of things. So I think Burgess makes sense. I'm okay with you guys taking Burgess if you want to go that route.
Lovely. He is the pick. All right. Guys we like. We're getting to the 4th round. Hunter Bryant goes to Green Bay. Donovan Peoples-Jones is gone. Bradley Anai lasts all the way to pick number 96. James Lynch goes 98 to New England. That feels right. Jonathan Grenard also goes to New England. That sucks. Van Jefferson to Philadelphia. The Eagles just loading up on receivers. They drafted Justin Jefferson as well. Okay, now this really sucks. I was really mad when this happened. Really counting on KJ Hill to fall because of his 40 time. He goes number 106 to Baltimore. That sucks. Devin Duvernay goes 108.
He's gonna tear it up in Baltimore.
That's what I'm saying. It sucks. All the good players are going. Darnay Holmes goes to Carolina. Leaky Fotu goes to Arizona. Lynn Bowden Jr. is gone at 115.
Oh.
Brian Edwards goes 117, which also really pisses me off. Anthony Jennings. Bryson Hopkins goes to Indy. Now we're down to pick 123 for your Dallas Cowboys. Available players, you got Albert O out of Mizzou. You've got Jacob Phillips, the LSU linebacker. You have Logan Wilson, the Wyoming linebacker that Dane Brugler mocked to the Cowboys. Can I interest you in a John Hightower? Can I interest you in a Colin Johnson? Can I interest you in a McTelvin Agim? KT's guy, Reggie Robinson, still sitting there. Maybe it's unrealistic, maybe not. Rashard Lawrence.
Is Asi on the board?
Asi is on the board, yes.
To me, this is Reggie Robinson versus Logan Wilson.
I'm right there with you, Jeff.
Is Hennessy on the board? The center from Temple?
He is not, no.
Okay.
I've got Logan Wilson as a top 110 player for me. And the fact that you would get him at 123 and address a potential need, but also build toward the future whenever Sean Lee's out of there, I think Logan Wilson would be a miraculous pick at 123, honestly.
I think Reggie Robinson will be a miraculous pick there as well. And I got to tell you, if Asi too. Asi is going to go top 100. I don't necessarily think he should, but he's going to go top 100. For me, my highest graded player between those three would be Reggie Robinson and then Logan Wilson. I'm fine with either one, but I would stand on the table and fight for my guy, Reggie Rob from Tulsa.
I've seen KT fight.
Well, the fact that you think he's
I've seen KT fight, so I agree it's between those same two players. I would probably go Wilson, but I will then factor in this team and be like, dude, we're in the 4th round, and I think we've got a good corner on the board that can contribute as a rookie, and we got nothing at corner. Nothing. So I could get with KT on the Robinson pick.
Do you think Robinson would be an immediate starter, or is this something you're building to the future?
I don't think he's starting over Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, or Cheeto. No, I don't. But Logan Wilson's not starting.
Well, I'm going to say Logan Wilson probably ain't starting either. When I did this on my own, I made Robinson the pick, but I can't shake this feeling about linebacker. Jeff brought it up. They've talked to Kenneth Murray. We've heard that they have interest in Queen as well. And if they have a chance to draft a linebacker, a good one, especially this late in the draft, maybe they would do it. Maybe we're not giving that enough credence.
Let's take Wilson. Dane mocked him too there. I think Wilson. They're gonna like Wilson. I don't know if they're gonna like Reggie Robinson.
What are we doing at corner? What are we doing at corner?
That's I don't feel great. I don't feel great. No, you're right. I'm terrified of the secondary. I'm sticking with Reggie. I'm sticking with Reggie Robinson.
All right, fine. Reggie Robinson. Let's go. Let's go.
Jeff scared me. All right, let's keep Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson doesn't last long. Neither does John Hightower. Agim goes. Rashard Lawrence goes. What's up?
Dave, don't we have to take breaks or no?
Yeah, we've got to take a break here.
Oh, goodness. All right, well, we're in the 4th round, so yeah, do it now.
Well, yeah, we'll go ahead and take a break here. So when we come back, we'll finish up the 7th round mocks, and then we'll get to some trade scenarios very quickly right here on the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
I'm Jay Novacek, former tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Back in the day, I was the guy who always got the tough yards, and that's why I run with John Deere today. In fact, I have a John Deere 3025E tractor that can handle any yard work I need to do, even the tough yards way out back. So if you have 1 acre or 1,000, John Deere has the equipment that's just right for you. Visit a John Deere dealer today and run with us. We are the official tractor provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not too...
It's right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus!
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS 1 score, September 2019.
This is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
Back here on the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show, segment number 2 as we roll along here on this 7-round mock. And before we get into the final couple picks here of this mock draft, I do want to give a special thanks to Dunkin' Donuts, who provided some free donuts for us today, and they're having a really cool special. There you go. You see KT down in the corner. He's got some coffee. That's why he's rolling today, is because he's got the coffee in hand. But they're doing a really cool promotion right now. Send your Dallas Fort Worth hero a little bit of a thanks with a Dunkin' gift card by visiting DunkinCoffeeBreak.com. For every gift card purchase through this site, Dunkin' will donate $1 to the Dunkin' Joy in Childhood Foundation emergency funds, up to $100,000. And the Dallas Cowboys, as always, run on Dunkin'. They were delicious this morning. You can order it. You can DoorDash it. You got all sorts of options here. I didn't even have to leave my bed, and I had donuts at my door, and it was awesome. So, yeah, special thanks to Dunkin', and go check out what they're trying to do in their COVID-19 relief funds as well. So, tons of fun there. Dave, let's go ahead and look at what we got here in round 5 at pick 164, correct?
Yes, we are cruising through the 5th round. Pickens getting a little slim in terms of guys that we know the Cowboys have shown interest in. Devin Asiasi, the UCLA tight end, he goes off the board. My pet cat, Julian Blackmon, goes off the board to Tampa Bay. That's devastating. But sitting here at 164, we've got a choice. We've got Darrell Williams, the Mississippi State center, Evan Weaver, the Cal linebacker, KT's guy, Quintez Cephas, the Wisconsin receiver, Jason Strobridge, the UNC D lineman, and how about Dallas's own James Prochet just sitting there?
Pick him.
At pick number 164.
Pick him.
Turn it in.
Yeah, let's take him.
He's a guy that I like a lot. Maybe I'm biased, but the Cowboys need a receiver. It really hasn't shown up for them in this scenario. They had a chance at Michael Pittman in the 2nd round. Didn't pull the trigger. I think Prochet is awesome, especially at that value. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I also think that he's going to make a legitimate impact in special teams as well. This is a guy who returned kicks, returned punts, and did that electrifyingly in college. So I think James Prochet is not only a guy that's going to make an impact in the slot and have an unreal catch radius, but he's going to be a good special teams guy for you, too.
Pick him.
All right. He's the pick. There are other receivers that I'd rather draft, but at 164, I can't argue with it. I really can't. Okay, cruising. Darrell Williams goes right after that. Jason Strobridge goes. Eno Benjamin, one of my favorite names in the draft. He's off to Tennessee. 179. We didn't have to wait that long. Cowboys on the clock. Who's available? Darrington Evans is there if you want to fill out the running back depth chart. Jawan Jennings is there. Lamar Jackson, cornerback is there.
Wait. KT, did you just on Darrington Evans make a sound?
No, that was
Kyle,
me.
you made
I like him a lot. Yeah. I like him because if you get to the outside and get to the tackles, then he's unstoppable because he's a lightning
You're good.
bolt.
I thought that was a dismissive sound. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I think Darrington Evans is going in the top 3.5, 4 rounds.
No, I think he's a good running back. I just don't think he's. I don't think he's going to go to the Cowboys. I think he's a lightning bolt of a running back.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Which, for the record, these mock simulators are not all that realistic. If you could see some of these picks on my screen, you would laugh, but it's fine.
Dave, is Jordan Brooks the tech linebacker gone?
Oh, he's got to be, right?
Oh, he's long gone. He's way gone.
He's got to be long gone.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. Just talking about some guys we hadn't mentioned yet.
If we're worried about linebackers, the name that I have circled that's available here is Marcus Bailey, which the parallels to Sean Lee are hilarious. I mean, he's not as naturally gifted as Sean Lee. He was a second-round pick, but the guy tackles everything when he's healthy. But injuries have been a pretty big issue for him.
That's our pick, right?
I think it's kind of a no-brainer at that spot for Bailey, and Bailey I could have 4th-round grade on, so I wouldn't be. Yeah, I'm totally happy with Marcus Bailey right there. That's great.
If we wouldn't have taken Reggie Robinson in the previous round, and we would have taken Logan Wilson instead, I probably would be kind of saying here, I like the idea of maybe even looking at Dane Jackson from Pitt, one of the guys that I know, Dave, you liked a lot at the Senior Bowl. He'd be a guy I would kind of throw into that conversation. But since we ended up going with Reggie Robinson, I think I would definitely go with Marcus Bailey here for sure.
If his medicals check out.
Yeah.
If it's he's got the knee, and that's very concerning about him, and that's a reason why he's going to be going this late in the draft is because of that reason. But the Cowboys have proven in the past though they'll take a chance on some medicals. So
especially this
Marcus
late,
Bailey, let's do it.
Okay.
Look, the guy's torn both ACLs. That means that they've been rebuilt really well, and they're super strong now. He's going to be great.
Honestly, in 2020, torn ACLs just don't scare me that much. That stuff happens. It's fine. Okay, moving on down the line. Juwan Jennings goes to Buffalo. Lamar Jackson goes to the Jets. Benito Jones, who, we kind of were out on after the Combine, he goes number 204. Dane Jackson lasts all the way to 208, which I just think is criminal. He's a good player. I don't get it.
Can I
Whatever.
interject for a second?
He's okay.
He's okay. His tape is not saying his Senior Bowl tape. His Senior Bowl tape is good. His tape,
I'm not saying
the reason why he's going in the 6th round. We're not talking about him in the 4th.
I'm not saying he's a top 100 pick.
I have him as like a 5-6. So I wouldn't be stunned if he goes late.
Is Colby Parkinson still there, the tight end from Stanford?
Oh, 1 second.
You're gonna make him
no, actually,
I don't.
Colby Parkinson went off the board 1 pick before we picked James Prochet. He was the last guy taken before our pick in the 5th.
I don't know the extent of it, but I do know that they had conversations with him at some point as well. So it doesn't mean a lot, but I don't know.
Am I crazy? And I'm not going to rule it out. Like, we know they like Asiasi. They've talked to tight ends. I get it. But, I'm not worried about tight end for the Cowboys. I'm perfectly fine.
Not either.
I'm perfectly fine letting Blake Jarwin and Blake Bell, and if Dalton Schultz can do something, that's cool too. If it's a problem, we can deal with it next offseason. I got other stuff to fix before I worry about that.
Dave, is Texas Tech defensive tackle Broderick Washington on your list there?
1 second.
Guy we haven't talked about much, but I think we're talking. We're in the 6th round now, right?
We're technically in the 7th.
We're going to the 7th.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Broderick Washington's still there. That's a good little defensive tackle prospect. The other name I like at DT is Josiah Coatney from Ole Miss as well. Again, 6th, 7th round type guys, but really guys I've got a higher grade on.
Washington is still available.
Braden Mann? Where's Braden Mann? Can I get my A&M punter? Can I draft me a punter here?
we've talked about their interest in Rashard Lawrence. Broderick Washington's a better player than Rashard Lawrence.
Wow. Okay. High praise. Yeah, he's available. Braden Mann is also available. Honestly, I would love that pick, especially if he was still hanging around.
I did that yesterday.
I don't think he will be.
I did a mock yesterday. I took a punter in the 7th round. Why not? This team's punter hadn't been good. Oh.
I mean, at this point, I would look at quarterback or special teams, potentially, if you wanted to get a backup quarterback for Cooper Rush. If you think the Cooper Rush experiment is over with, then what do you got on the board in terms of quarterback? And you're not going to have anybody legitimate out there, maybe like a Mason Fine from North Texas. And being a North Texas grad, I would love that, but I don't think that's the right pick.
It's funny that It's funny you bring that up. Okay, so pick 31, 231, excuse me, not 31. Some of your options here, you got, to Kyle's point, Tyler Huntley, the Utah quarterback, is sitting there. If you wanna take a backup quarterback, DJ Wanham, Kinlaw's teammate at South Carolina, is still available.
Interesting.
Levanta Taylor, Francis Bernard, Josh Kelly, the UCLA running back.
Whoa, Francis Bernard's still there?
Take Bernard there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still there.
I mean, Francis Bernard, despite quite an insane track record, if you want to go look at his off-the-field events, they're kind of funny. Francis Bernard would be my vote now over the punter.
I would also make that same vote and second what KT said about his experiences.
Y'all are better. Y'all are more thorough than me. Can you fill me in on what these are before I draft this guy?
He was a church mission guy. You know, he was a BYU and then Utah guy. He was dismissed from BYU, I believe, with the honor code situation. But then eventually, 2017, he was out of football. Then he showed back up at Utah for his last 2 years. But he's a good player, and apparently he's matured from whatever it was that caused problems at his first stop.
Yeah, and I think he's a guy who could cover a little bit as well. He's a little undersized, but you know, and this where the NFL is now, like, hey, there's two things that he's very good at. He's a good open field tackler, and you may have a little bit of concerns about his play strength, but he can cover a little bit. And his exchange is online if you want to go. I mean, you can easily find it if you like. I'd rather not talk about it on the draft show.
Priority number one.
Let's just say, yeah. It involved a noise complaint at an apartment complex, and there's a lot going on there.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I didn't know this one detail, and this one detail takes me all the way out unless he's gotten help for that, and I can have many people vouch for him. I don't appreciate the...
What detail, Jeff?
I'm not a fan of people. I'm not a fan of people who use slurs.
Ooh, he did that?
Yeah.
That's not good.
I didn't know that. What I saw is that he threatened to choke a guy.
Yeah,
out.
that too. Yeah, that's part of that. Yeah, it's part of the same situation there.
Let's go with. I'm still going to go with the punter here. Honestly,
I'm back to the punter. I'm back to the punter.
All right, I'm taking the punter all day.
I'm back to the punter.
That's a guy who can win you football games and set you up and beat you on the field position battle.
We don't really believe
Bernard.
We don't really believe he'll still be there this late in the draft, do we? Like, he's too good to be sitting there 20 picks from the end of the draft.
I don't know.
Man
he
or
plays
Bernard?
punter.
No, man. Yeah, but
punter.
I mean,
yeah.
Freaking Seattle drafted Dixon in the 3rd round.
Well, Dixon was special now. Dixon, that's a leg there. That's special.
I'm just saying. I don't. If Man is as good as people hype him up to be, I don't think he'll last that long. Like that sounds like a 5th or 6th round pick.
Take the punter.
All right, we're taking the punter.
Thank you.
So that gives us a draft class of Kayvon Chason, Justin Matabike, Terrell Burgess, Reggie Robinson, James Prochet, Marcus Bailey, and Braden Mann. Which, when I look at it in totality, I like all these players. I feel good about it. I don't know.
I thought we won the draft.
I think we got a B plus.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, we did what we could. That's the Cowboys have
like
so much work to do.
Didn't help you out here.
No, it really did. It didn't fall the way that I would have preferred, which is why it's fun to do this stuff.
Honestly, when you're picking in the middle of the draft too, though, if you're telling me I'm going to get out of that draft with a B or a B+, I'd be pretty happy about that. I mean, that's just not where you want to be. You don't want to be in the middle. And I'm a fan of what we've done here, guys. I think we've done some good things, not only for the upcoming year that may or may not happen, and the future.
So, yeah, I agree. I think there's like at least 2 or 3 guys in this class that could make a big impact right away.
The punter?
The punter for sure, and then I mean Chason's gonna do something as a rookie. There's no way. And then my guy James. Mm-hmm. So I feel all right about it. It just reinforces how much work the Cowboys have to do and how few picks they have to do it with.
I think after about 6 to 8 games of Ha-Ha Clinton Dix, you guys will be ready to get Terrell Burgess in there as well.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, do we want to take a quick break and talk about a trade down scenario?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, like Dave said, we've got Captain Trade Down being represented here on the Draft Show as we're going to trade our way down and potentially move around a couple more times in a shorter mock draft when we return here on the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys, and your favorite football team. Get yours today in the Stadium Pro Shop or at Stetson.com.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not too...
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's best network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS 1 score, September 2019.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
So, you're shopping, and that's when you see it. Aisle 23. Dr. Pepper stacked from top to bottom as far as the eye can see. The phrase too good to be true comes to mind, yet there it is. A rich, delicious Dr. Pepper paradise. Wait, did that can of Dr. Pepper just open itself for you? They all are. As if to say, so nice to treat you. And even though it feels weird to talk to a can, you pick one up and say, it's so nice to be treated. Dr. Pepper, so nice to treat you.
This is the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
One final segment here on the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show. I want to remind you to get your Dallas Cowboys coverage via the 2020 Dallas Cowboys Star Magazine Draft Guide, featuring an exciting new look. Guide includes all the information and analysis you need for the Cowboys' upcoming draft. Get your digital copy today for just $4.95. You can go online and find out more on DallasCowboys.com/star. Also, want to remind you about our draft partner, Miller Lite. Brewed for every Cowboys fan who knows Miller Lite has been the only beer of the Cowboys since day one. Because when it comes to your team and your beer, there's nothing better than an ice-cold Miller Lite. And so we are glad to be with them. It's Miller time, and it's almost draft time, 7 days away. And as always, they will be right by our side through the thick and thin. And we just got done with our 7-round mock. But Dave, you're not done yet. You've got some trade-down scenarios that we're going to look through as well.
Yeah, I think we all agree that we would not mind a trade down in the first round at all if the Cowboys can pull it off. So I wanted to take a look at what that might look like. Who knows if it can actually happen. These mock simulators are hilarious because what wound up happening in every scenario I tried, the thing that prompted the trade up is Justin Herbert falling to pick number 17. I don't think I believe that that's possible. Like, if Justin Herbert falls to, like, number 10 or 11, somebody's going to go up and get him. Like, I don't think anybody would wait for him to fall that far. But anyway, in this scenario, that happens. We could sub in Jordan Love if we wanted to. But it's actually, it's New England that wants to come up. I was able to finesse pick number 23 and pick number 87 out of the Patriots to move back 6 spots. Maybe that's a little rich, but if they really want their quarterback, they have to pay it. Otherwise, it's also possible they have pick number 98 and pick number 100. So if 87 is too rich, maybe you make that trade for pick 23 and pick 98. It's not as awesome as getting pick 87, but you would still pick 4 times in the top 100, which is pretty sweet. So,
good job, Dave.
In this scenario, we've got 87 because that's more fun, but maybe it's pick 98 instead. Anyway, New England gets Justin Herbert. Javon Kinlaw goes at 18. Xavier McKinney goes at 19. Derek Brown fell all the way to 20. What the hell's going on there?
Wow. Oh, so we didn't trade down.
Jalen. Well, just let me do it. Okay?
All right.
Look,
the one time we actually do trade down, and Kavanaugh, captain, trade down, saying we're not trading away from Brown.
Okay. All right.
These simulators are stupid. Anyway, so Dallas is on the clock at pick 23, and your available talents are Patrick Queen, Kenneth Murray, Justin Jefferson, Kayvon Chason, actually, funnily enough, in this scenario, is still there. Zach Bond, Yetur Gross-Matos, A.J. Terrell, Trevon Diggs, Denzel Mims, Zach Bond, Jalen Johnson. Who you like?
Diggs versus Bond and Murray. Did you say Queen was there too?
And Chason.
I don't want to pick. I don't want to pick Chason because we already did.
No, yeah, we're not going to pick Chason in this scenario just because we already did it.
Okay.
That's the realistic discussion we need to have is Queen or Murray, because I think that could probably happen.
Or Trevon Diggs?
We're split on that, aren't we?
Diggs, Queen, and Murray, I think, are the 3 that I'm looking at in this scenario.
Because we
in the first mock draft, we saw how tough it's going to be to pick up any kind of corners past round 1, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
Diggs here potentially. I mean, we still picked up linebackers, and there were linebackers available in that first 7-round mock that we just did, but corners were not readily there.
We can get my guy ADG. We can get a Keem Davis-Gaither later if we want. We can take Trevon Diggs here.
I agree with the thought process completely. I will say that, like, I've made up my mind. Like, if the Dallas Cowboys draft an off-ball linebacker in the first round, it's fine. They could be good players and it could work out, but like it just signals something big to me. Like, you don't make that pick unless you're drastically worried about Leighton Vander Esch, or you're doing some sort of crazy scheme change, like moving Jalen Smith to rush linebacker in a 3-4. You're not making that pick without doing something absolutely nuts, or if you don't trust that Leighton's ever going to play again. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No, I think the third possibility is that you have buyer's remorse 12 months after signing a big deal for one of your guys. I think that's the third scenario there. Is Leighton Vander Esch health, scheme change, buyer's remorse on Jalen.
I think it's very possible. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Dave.
I think it's very possible that they draft one of those linebackers in the first round, and if they do it, you can't sell it to me as anything other than a break glass in case of emergency.
I don't know that he's available in this scenario, but just in general, I think we should talk about this for a second. Do we know their interest in A.J. Terrell from Clemson? I have Diggs graded higher than A.J. Terrell, but there's going to be a lot of teams around the league that have A.J. Terrell graded high. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if A.J. Terrell goes top.
I think Terrell might be the safer pick of those two. I think with Diggs, you're partially chasing upside. I love Diggs because of all the measurables. I love Diggs in man coverage when you let him play press man. But as far as the nuance of the position and being a more safe pick, I do think Terrell is safer than Diggs, although I would pick Diggs.
Diggs reminds me. Diggs is like the cornerback Chason. Like, it's hard not to be enamored by the measurables and the intangibles. but I'd like to see a more polished product on tape.
I think you've got a defensive staff here, though, that's going to lean more towards taking risks and things like that. They're not going to be the bottom half of the league in blitzing, and they're going to look for guys who can go be big turnover guys, and I think Diggs has the potential to be that as well. But, A.J. Terrell's tape isn't bad. I just don't have him up in those top, the top couple tiers of cornerbacks. His tape's not bad besides the national championship game. If you can get outside of that,
it's funny.
Pretty good.
I think people would have a drastically different opinion of Diggs and Terrell if they hadn't had to go up against Jamar Chase, because they both got absolutely bullied by Jamar Chase, and it leaves a bad impression when you see it on tape.
They should have called Cameron Dantzler.
Dave's coming in here and.
I just think for as much as we talk about Diggs, I just wonder what the Cowboys think of A.J. Terrell.
Yeah.
I
think
don't
high on him from what we've heard.
And that would be those two guys over Fulton.
This is Diggs versus Murray for me.
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Well, we're running out of time, so in this scenario, we're going to go with Trevon Diggs, which I feel better about. Having added another pick, I feel better about it. A.J. Terrell does go in the first round, pick 32. Pick 51, you still got Matabike, you got Cam Dantzler, Neville Gallimore, Kyle Duggar, Ross Blacklock, Noah Igbenogany, Ezra Cleveland is there. Kenneth Murray still hanging around.
Whoa! Oh God, we're picking him at 51.
We're picking
Josh
Kenneth Murray.
I mean, actually, I remember now. I did not pick Kenneth Murray here because I don't think it's realistic that he'll be there. But if y'all want to do it, we can.
No, that's unrealistic.
Nah, you're right. It's not realistic.
Who were the other ones?
Akeem Davis-Gaither is also
I don't
there.
want to pick Matabike again because we already picked him.
You got Neville Gallimore, you got Ross Blacklock, Josh
Blacklock,
I would take Blacklock there.
You could take Blacklock if he makes 51. I actually do like Matabike better. So actually, I'll vote for the repeat pick just to see what it looks like. I would vote for Matabike again.
I would too, but I could see them going Weaver. I could see them taking a look at Jonathan Greenard from Florida too as well. Pretty good spot for him.
Oh, excuse me.
No votes for Uche there?
I like Uche, but I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. You'd have to tell me that they're going to be a very, very multiple defense and let a 6'1", 245-pound guy rush the passer all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's as versatile as any other edge rusher you've got.
He's a beast.
I'll take Gallimore over Matabike.
You don't say that, KT. Don't do that.
I think I would do Blacklock over Matabike and Neville Gallimore.
All right, Dave, make the pick.
I'm putting Blacklock in there just because I don't want to repeat picks. That's boring.
Okay.
Okay, so we picked Blacklock. Maybe that's not realistic, but none of this is, so it's fine.
It's a great pick.
So we're skipping all the way down. I mean, some of these picks are absolutely crazy, but sitting here at pick 82, you've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who they talked to, but they don't need. Kenny Robinson, Cole Kmet is still there. Van Jefferson, Jeremy Chin still hanging around. Brian Edwards, Reggie Robinson, Tyler Biadasz, if you want to get yourself a center. Raekwon Davis is still there. Damian Lewis, Terrell Lewis. Those are kind of the big names.
Chin or Terrell Lewis, or there's another name early I liked.
I'd take Terrell Lewis, and I know his knee might be messed up, but Terrell Lewis's tape is, to me, there's not enough of it, but that is top 20 type tape. And I know everyone's worried about the knee, and it might be degenerative and all that stuff, but man, let's go. Third round, let's roll the dice on a guy who could really help on the edge.
And also, not to mention, you picked 5 picks later because of the trade that Dave made. So you pick at 87, 5 picks after 82. So if you don't want to pick a guy like Terrell Lewis, or you want to pick a guy and roll a dice on a guy like Terrell Lewis, you can come back with a safer pick at 87.
If you can take Jalen Smith in the second round, you can take Terrell Lewis in the third round. Let's put it that way.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm on board. You convinced me. I had
Jeff?
Brian Edwards because I'm obsessed with drafting a receiver, but you easily talked me into Terrell Lewis.
What about, which one's more likely to last 5 picks?
Actually, you know what's funny? in this mock, I did not draft Terrell Lewis, and he did not last 5 picks. So if you want him, you should take him.
Take him.
All right. He's the pick. He would have been pick 86 to Buffalo, but this is all
so now we
imaginary,
don't
so
know.
He's
yeah.
now,
So we don't.
he's pick
we
82
don't know if we
instead.
if we can pick Brian Edwards or not, because we don't know if somebody would have taken him.
Because he went to Buffalo.
We do not.
There'll be another wide receiver that we like, too. There'll be another wide receiver that we like. If Brian
is
Edwards
true.
goes, whatever. There'll be another one that we like. We'll be fine.
In this scenario, Lynn Bowden Jr., Van Jefferson are both still there. Those are the only 2 big name. Colin Johnson's still there if you like him. Okay. Pick 87. Clyde Edwards-Helaire still there. Tyler Biadasz, Cole Kmet, Malik Harrison, Ohio State. Logan Wilson, Adam Troutman, Van Jefferson, Jeremy Chin, Raekwon Davis.
I'll say Malik Harrison. Get their linebacker. They're going to want a linebacker.
In this scenario, I'm picking a linebacker, and I would pick Harrison or Wilson. You could talk me into either one.
I'm just bored with linebacker, but yes, we'll do the smart thing. We'll take the linebacker. I don't know if it's the smart thing.
I kind of wanted to get
the likely
Lynn Bowden
thing.
Jr. here.
Oh, Kyle, you want to draft my guy LBJ?
I'm so high on Lynn Bowden Jr. I want him to be a Dallas Cowboy so bad. I think he would be so fun.
Let's pick him.
So I would think about picking him here. Like you said, the safe pick is linebacker, but I'm bored of that. So I would throw my hat in the ring in terms of Lynn Bowden Jr.
Let's do it.
You're telling me Duvernay's there though?
Duvernay's there too, but I like Lynn
I'm
Bowden
taking
Jr.
Duvernay. I'm taking Duvernay over Lynn Bowden Jr.
You're insane.
No, I can't do that.
You are absolutely
Lynn Bowden
crazy.
Duvernay's ready to go right now. Lynn Bowden Jr. is going to need a little work.
Lynn Bowden
He's
Jr.
gonna need a
just
little
needs
time.
the
I don't
ball in his
disagree with
hands.
that.
I don't care.
Duvernay.
Sign Tavon Austin and let Lynn Bowden take his job later on in the year. I don't care.
I also think Van Jefferson needs to be in this conversation too, because he's right there also.
He's
third
available.
and 4, you got to have it. Got to have it 3rd and 4. I'm dialing up Lynn Bowden Jr. I'm nervous about that.
I'm not.
I'm not nervous at all
I
about
would have fun
Duvernay.
with that. I think that'd be awesome.
I just want Lynn Bowden Jr.
I think
on my
Duvernay
team.
gets the job done.
3rd and 4. You're counting on Devin Duvernay to run a route?
No.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm saying you throw the ball in his area. Is he going to catch the ball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Is he going to get pressed off the line?
Yeah. Is he going to get open?
Like, is he going to have
we
a
can ask
free
that about
release?
every player.
If it's 3rd and 4, you
but
want
I
Van
trust-
Jefferson.
He's going to round his route.
Like, people
Van
sleep
Jefferson
on
with
Van
or
Jefferson
without-
for sure.
Because his foot's hurt. We're going to have 2 wide receivers with bad feet.
Pick one, Dave.
Okay. Well, all right. So, do we want a linebacker or a receiver? So, Van Jefferson, Lynn Bowden, Devin Duvernay, Logan Wilson, Malik Harrison. What do you want? What do you feel?
We want wide receiver. They want linebacker. We want wide receiver. They will want linebacker.
For them, I'll pick Malik Harrison. For me, I'll take Van Jefferson.
We all agree we would rather have a wide receiver, but we don't trust them to be that much fun. So we're gonna say Malik Harrison, linebacker out of Ohio State. They pump out pretty good defensive players up there in Columbus.
Which is a good pick.
So I didn't do the full 7 rounds, but that trade down gets you Trevon Diggs. Who'd we draft in the 2nd? I already forgot. Ross Blacklock.
Terrell Lewis.
And Terrell Lewis. So, I mean, we just fixed our whole defense in one nice little trade back, so that's fun.
What up, Captain Trade Down Rides?
Captain Trade Down.
I gotta say,
even though we could have had Derek Brown,
I'm driving the damn Kaylavon Chase on bandwagon, but if you could get out of that pick and add another top 100 pick, I'm very here for it. I would be excited about that.
I agree.
Especially when you could potentially get the same guy at 23 that you did at 17.
Which, again,
what we're talking about.
That won't happen.
I did my best, but this simulator was laughably inaccurate. So,
But the things the players we were talking about down there were exciting in the back end there in the 90s. That's how you know.
Dude, the picks pick 50 to 100 is just going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of value to be had there, and I hope the Cowboys can add to their pick total in that range. But if they don't, I don't feel bad about a Kayvon Chaisson pick. I'm terrified about what picking a linebacker in the first round means, but Kenneth Murray and Patrick Queen are both good players, so at least there's that.
Well, I think we did good work today.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of options with the Cowboys, whether it be trading down, whether it be sitting tight and then trying to draft here and there. Dave, thanks so much for putting that together. I know that took a lot of time out of your day over the past week. And
no worries.
We've got 7 days till the draft, boys. We've got 7 days. It's crazy that it's already here, guys.
Let's get it.
Can't wait.
So, of course, all of us will be involved with the Cowboys draft coverage over the next week. There's going to be some more announcements to come over the next 7 days as well in regards to what shows we're going to be on and where we're going to be, both on 105.3 The Fan, also on DallasCowboys.com and our various platforms as well. But for Jeff Kavanaugh, for Kevin Turner, for David Hellman, I'm Kyle Yeomans saying so long. Thanks so much for watching the DallasCowboys.com Draft Show.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!